Heroic roster to show up for Dexter's place. I'm actually excited by the prospect, Harry, for Waro. No in-game leading to burden on him.
Yep.
Just that big AWP, the big green, as it's sometimes known. And we've got the biggest green map of Ancient to start.
MIBR are going to open up over on the T side of things. Right away for Heroic, they go for this mid control, even landing the jump up on Nerds. Going to see him deal with that first man in. It all kind of grinds to a halt now that they've spotted these players over in heaven. How does Exit want to get the boys to respond to this? They go and they take Jag, and it looks like they want to still follow through with what was called out of the spawn, which was this B play. They're trying to bait right now into Waro. Ooh, gets away with one. Waro 2K. Can he find Insani in at the back of Jag? Shots exchanged, but no one gets out any better right now. That bomb is out in no man's land for MIBR. This is a very awkward start to the pistol, but they dealt with Kickstart. It's just Waro left to beat, and they will overrun him. Tess says, now it's his time to shine. He's got Shush moving in to try and join him, and MIBR, they feign the idea that they're going back, but do they want to commit to that decision? Because Tess says is repositioned to try and deal with this, and he catches safe, moving on in. Through that mid drop-off, they get past with 2 at least, but Insani and Exit have got to do some heavy lifting here.
Flank is really quick, but they're not considering it right now, just trying to cover the plant. Does catch Shush on that backstab, and Exit locked in a corner. He needs a kill here. Insani is so low right now, but he can't connect a headshot, leaving Insani, the star of the squad, inside of the site with a 1v2 and no help to do it with. Quick shot, but Tessis jumps over the box, and it's going to come through for Heroic.
So, I mean, you know, when we kind of look at this game, I guess I'm looking out for like 2 things more than, well, yeah, I'll say 2. I'll keep it simple.
Start at 2.
Yeah, we'll start at 2. Maybe we add more things as time goes on.
Go on.
So I want, you know, we touched on Waro already. He's kind of known for being, you know, very passionate personality.
I think he's on his best behavior here.
But that's what I was going to say, right? Like, he's someone who I think, you know, you've seen him, you've seen the Waro rage. You've seen how losing a game can get to this guy. But you imagine when he's standing, he's not IGLing, and he's kind of here. They say to him, get 1 kill around, Waro. If you can do that, we can do the rest. So I want to see what he's capable of in that sort of environment.
I think he's able to get more than 1 kill around.
And I think for MIBR, we touched upon how they've been together a while now. I want to see them really push Heroic and potentially even beat them, considering this is a wounded Heroic squad.
It's the perfect time to get an upset like this in a play-in, especially considering the recent, relatively disappointing results for this squad.
Yeah, I mean, even when you look at who's in it, like, you have 2 ex-Furia players, Safe and Drop, both there. You have someone that Furia would have loved back in the day, and Insani. He's meant to be, you know, the big hot prospect out of Brazil. You have Exit, who's built up to be a capable leader. Then you have Breno, ex-MIBR Academy player, someone who's been getting a lot of reps in. So you certainly have the pieces, and you've seen big games from pretty much all these individuals in the server at different points in time. But they have hit a bit of a flat streak right now, has MIBR.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, dominating, being solid regionally back at home, but when they come to, you know, Europe or other international lands, kind of bottoming out. The occasional run at a challenger, but even last time in Jönköping they got grouped. So just inconsistencies and for MIBR against the top teams by any means. So let's see if they're going to come in prep to this game and try and wrestle a wounded Heroic. But I think the biggest wound is just the lack of chemistry between Waro and the players. I certainly don't doubt Waro's individual level. The fact that he's been able to do, what he's done with, you know, the shackles of leadership at the same time is impressive enough. So we'll see what he can do when he's off the leash today. Recovering from this 3-on-5 right now at MIBR, running back through the Molotov drop, trying to escape death. 2 players here. He'll take the better equipped of the 2. Kix is going to attempt to trade, but Jumps a little bit too early as they snuck through that ramp smoke, leaving just nerds in middle, and Sani is considering this. He might just have the perfect timing to backstab his climb. There it is. And Sani really is a talent. He's definitely someone to keep an eye on in this game, especially if Heroic will be playing a little bit looser. I do like the point that Matthew brought up on the desk, though, that when we see Heroic least prepared, they do their best work, i.e. Katowice at the start of the year, taking down a Vitality. But since that point, Heroic definitely have been more under question, right? We all remember that. Well, when they played the Brazilians at the Major of Pain.
The Major of Pain, that is how they reference it.
The Major of Pain, that 12-0 that they almost pulled back for elimination. Well, this round will be a major pain for Heroic. Full eco down the ramp into Breno.
And he's got the spot as well, so that bomb can just look to up and leave. Stat pad round for Breno. And they will just duck out of there. They don't have exact numbers yet, so they're being methodical here, making sure it's fully safe before they commit to that plant. And it is fully safe committing to that plant as he plugs in the numbers. That's the 3-1 lead locked in for MIBR. Will Breno get the ace? That's what we're really all wondering. Ah, Tessez ruins it.
Business for MIBR. Another game truly begins. We've got full guns. No pesky SMGs, hopefully. Warro delayed on his first AWP. Kickson in the kitchen. Double molly, I like it. In front of the Insta as well, making sure no one's playing that mid spawn, and if they do, they will not survive it. Drop coming from heaven as well. MIBR delayed mid take. Heroic will respect it. Even getting smoked off, they lose a lot of info.
Oh, really well done from Breno. He dealt with the double push down through B ramp, and so that's a tremendous amount of pressure put on early. Insani awaits the boost and spams them both out, so it's just Tessez left standing. MIBR, very commanding first rifle round put forward here. There's barely even damage done from the side of Heroic, as it's a flawless first rifle for MIBR. And back to the drawing board early on for the Heroic squad.
And Sani beasting right now, 8-2. Great check on the boost, sprays the bottom player out, hunts the third. And Breno ex-AWPer, but by necessity, not by want, I guess you could say. Stressful start for Heroic, certainly. Playing pretty active on the CT side, but not getting anything from it. We've seen some very T-sided games already. Well, we saw Big FlyQuest. That was just a series of dominant T-halves. This may be no different. Saul just wishing he could play again. Sub me in, coach. Wait, I am the coach.
I think one thing, you know, if you're Heroic right now, you're probably not liking the way this one started, because MIBR have been very structured with how they've approached the last few rounds. It's not like they've been brute forcing any type of play. You've not had a lot of these kind of open skirmishes. It's been a lot of these nice set pieces, some early control getting taken as like a staging platform, and then they fall into something a bit more standard. And that's, I think, if anything, you want more of a brawl here if you're Heroic. You want that chance to get some of the early fights in. You don't want this slower, you know, taking a map control being leveraged against you, but that's what's happening. Heroic They stacked over towards B. And so that leaves them far away from upsetting here with the pistols. And even now, like, every contingency is being maintained for MIBR. They're holding the spawn on Breno. They've got 3 players back in Donut knowing what they're up against. There won't be util in this round to worry about.
It's very methodical.
Yeah.
And these players are going to die with the bomb.
I think if you were Heroic, you were very much hoping that you come into this with, you know, that kind of resilient flair. You know, they want to fight you. They want to let their individuals shine. And the individuals are shining, but that's not been like the big story to open up this game so far.
Drop in the center. Very vocal so far. Seeing them call some shots, perhaps.
I mean, with Insani and Breno both looking really good out of the gate, like, that's a bit of a disaster. You were really, you had your fingers crossed.
Worst case.
Please, Insani, just be having a bad day if you're Heroic. And he's not. You'll remember when he kind of exploded onto the scene. It was his Katowice debut. I didn't even think he'd been at LAN before.
Yeah, true.
And he was mind-blowing. And then you've seen, you know, hits and misses from the guy, but you know what he's capable of because of the debut he gave us.
Oh, yeah, and the challenger they won in Australia, he was a monster, like a 1.4 rating on that LAN event. Insani again, entry into the B-bomb site. We've got a long plant coming in, so you can't stop it from the cave. Heroic getting some spam damage, but look at the assault of utility. Double molly in the cave. Cower in the corner. Roast some marshmallows. Tessas even ticks it. And Heroic are just setting up to save right now. That's not even guaranteed exit. Yet to frag. Hasn't needed to put them in their place. And that kill, even now, will not entice you back in. Do they want Tessas to try and sneak in last second? It doesn't matter what you want. Insani is what you get. 11 and 2 on the young gun. No, it should put him to bed here, but it's a commiseration, consolation exit frag. 6-1 to MIBR.
Well, I might be getting both my questions or kind of once for this series answered at once. Morrow seems pretty composed considering they're getting dumpstered, and MIBR are looking really good versus a kind of wounded Heroic.
On that Warrior point again, because, you know, we all know what we expect. I think, like, consider he's left Monty recently, right? Like, he's already looking for a new team. This is a chance for him to kind of advertise himself, if not to Heroic, you know, to anyone. I think being mouthy would not help his cause. So I don't think we're going to see any of that today. It's in his best interest to... Yeah, where did that gun go?
They shot it, like, flew up in the air when they shot it.
J-Raz would find it. Can MC. Yes, it's found. Kicks and can quickly. Don't worry. No task. Heroic. 5-on-4. A chance.
Yeah, this is arguably the best spot they've been in. Might not have had the firepower coming into this, but one of these M4s finds its way over towards Donut. Won't get anything done. Warrow 2K. Oh, muster up a kill on that 5-7, and Nerd's only getting one. The window of opportunity in this round is starting to close for Heroic. They work hard for that opening kill, but even then, like, even though you get it, and you find that early pick on a Breno over towards B, you get the info that comes with it. That 3 players have just pushed onto the lane. And so that means that Heroic are going to be weaker elsewhere. There are going to be gaps. And MIBR, they respond to it very, very quickly. A big kill for Kixan to pick up. Leaves Heroic in with a chance here. Tessez doesn't want to grab that M4 yet. He strikes with the element of surprise first. And now trades out onto the rifle. Safe. Gonna have to do this alone. One from CT, one through Donut, and that first shot missing. That could be the disaster. Kixan wraps around through the temple. And so a big round for Kixan there on the Heroic side. 3 kills from him from the opener to the 2 closes as they come in on that retake.
A sigh of relief, if anything, considering the double entry for MIBR, the well-placed flashes. Heroic come out with the goods. and now have some full buy rounds to play out, as well as the AWP for Waro. So get to see a little bit more of that on the CT side of Ancient. Double molly, expecting something faster towards middle. They're going to get it, but this time from Heaven, safe. Oh, the nade absolutely brutalized him, slowed him down on that repeat. Waro hits his close ramp and is able to escape, forcing MIBR out into the A site. This is already their plan. They're just going a little bit earlier. There's no one here right now. Further they get without throwing any nades, all the better for them, but there's too many angles to cross. They're going to drop double smokes and try and plant that bomb. Go on, Shush. This is a great move. Worth trying.
Gets out with his kill, gets out with what he had to. And now that AWP, Waro looks to move in. Can't quite deal with Insani, but Nerds will do. Successful little smoke push, a repeat of what Shush offered up to open up that retake. So Heroic now start chaining some rounds together here. Second in a row secured. MIBR, once again, might have kind of successfully directed to Heroic to where they wanted to on the map. But in a 3-on-5, trying to hold on to that A site in a post plant when you only have the 2 smokes that you have to lob in right away, it is a very tall order.
Heroic are very soft with each other. Yeah. There's no Dexter slaps. No. I keep seeing Shush and Kixon like rub fingers together. Like, no, they're not high-fiving. Nurse just got a little shoulder rub. It's all, it's all very cute. They're all friends.
Nice and gentle.
Yeah. No injuries here. Nurse gets out a window before the nades come flying in. Waro on the cross, flashed off. Well placed by MIBR, who get towards the top of middle. Oh, Nerds is trapped. Oh, he's really trying to force that fight. It's actually safe to pick Waro. At the same time, Shush, they won't be ready for this. Surely they won't be ready for this. Up close, grabs one. AWP trades through the wall. No one's missing a beat right now for MIBR. They are on fire. 4-on-2. In no hurry to commit.
I mean, it's been Breno's goal in every one of these rounds to try and work the B control, even when the play is to end up A.
Ooh.
If he can kind of reel Kixan in a little bit here, that's going to go a long way in making this easier for MIBR, because now they get the info. Tesses has rotated around to A, and that bomb can be picked up by Safe. Back in Donut for the fast rotate away. Tesses chasing down that final man back in main. But he is very, very far away from a retake here, and he's going to have to get past a B site that has been falling for a long while. You don't know where Breno could have got to. He's waiting around in the red room, and Tesses will have to clear this. He's got to win this fight. He's got to really keep his wits about him here, and he'd already kind of mentally decided that angle was clear. Spots Breno just too late. And so I am liking the B lurks that Breno's giving us right now for MIBR. You saw how that one had the potential to get weird, but it's that kill to Kixan. All the pressure just gets alleviated. And so you're constantly looking over your shoulder right now if you're Heroic. Kind of the best results they've had is actually when they've gone for the fights onto Breno. When they've tried to uproot that sometimes lone player over towards B.
Yeah, when every player is on, like we were mentioning earlier, this worst case scenario, playing solo right there, we see what happens to Heroic. 2 mid picks from arguably 2 of the better players for Heroic. At least the AWPer and the Star Rifler just immediately dropped in 1v1s. Maybe we'll see some more grouped pushes for Heroic, some more of this lane aggression to answer MIBR. It's very weak in middle here for Heroic. They just throw the nades and try and send a bit of a ruse as they group on B. AWP deep, boosted. How does Safe get that kill? Waro's gone. Kixon's stuck in the site. They come flying through with a flashbang. It does blind them. And so Kixon's able to get away with 2. Tessa's inside of the smoke. Oh, and that's a dominant response for Heroic. Stacked up in B. The pick welcomes them in to the trap.
I mean, Exit might have had some really nice ideas in terms of the calls here, but a 1-on-3, well, he's sitting down bottom of the board for MIBR. This doesn't feel like it's going to be his strong suit. Looks for the way in, crosses past the smoking cave. There's even a flank coming in for Shush. He doesn't even have to commit on this, right? He can kind of get up towards Jag and then really take his time once they get the info, and he's not even needed. Nerds makes quick work of that lone player for MIBR. And so Heroic are trying to salvage this CT side with 5. Considering how the game starts, you know, you're looking at 1-6 down. I think you'll take the 5-7 turnaround.
Still got to earn it, though. One more near full buy from MIBR. Before that point, Save can even actually buy the orb, so it's perfect. Their first time out. Just trying to put the ribbon on top of the present that is this T side.
It's a shame because this was a really, really slick opener. But as you said, kind of baited them into the trap, into the heavy lean over towards B.
Let's see if Warro can assert himself onto this final round. He's got another AWP. He's held a lot of angles and had trouble with Safe, who's definitely won the head-to-head. Again, looking for the mid-pick. After the flash, he's going to get smoked. Oh, there's the aggression we wanted. Tesses just walking through that B smoke, finding 2 kills.
And that's a real victory moment for Heroic. Breno and Drop as this tag team have been so annoying to deal with later in the round on these B lurks. So you didn't just find Breno, you didn't just find Drop. What about both of them? Now you know that that whole B side of the map is contained for the time being.
It's a cool flash lineup. It's going to get them out middle through the smoke. Just jumping can drop an HE. Oh, they're looking to boost to find this pick. They're certainly going to find him on a jump here, right? Oh, just about. I love the idea, though, from MIBR, just trying to make this a 3-on-3 before they group and hit this B bomb site. A setup coming in for Heroic, a well-timed reposition from 2 in cave. Kicks in. As long as the timing's good for him, he can jiggle and bait for Tesses. Oh, right now it's just Tesses on his own.
Oh, crazy opener for Insania. Are they ready for Kickstart up close? Safe is. Quick work made of the B player.
3-on-5, back to a 2-on-2.
Plant in now. Shush and Waro a little delayed on the rotate over, but they will get here just as that bomb gets planted. They blow the smoke open. Safe and Waro trade blows. It's Waro versus Exit. And Exit with just 1 kill to his name. This would be worth a hell of a lot for a 2-kill match. Exit finds them. That magic number 8 denies that streak that Heroic were trying to embark on right down the tail end of the half. Tesses and Kicksad try their very best to match the manpower of MIBR, but they have still come up short here. The lead held by the Brazilian squad to open up this series. They now move on to the CT side of their map pick. Ancient starting to heat up as MIBR have come into this in fighting form.
Yeah, playing a phenomenal game. I mean, individuals are doing so much work for MIBR, and Sani's hitting some very quick shots. Safe picked Waro, peeking into his angle maybe 3 times in that half. Some excellent rounds out of MIBR as a result. Now Heroic going to write the script. What will it say? T-side execute onto this A site. And Exit, who's had a tough game individually on his own.
Not necessarily the one you'd want in the 1v5 hold. But he knows that. He kind of backs up and just waits for his teammates to move in and join him.
No kit.
Well, that is worth noting. Kit here would save you a lot of stress. You could have looked to smoke that bomb, apply a lot of pressure. Instead, you need to win the gunfights now. You've got to thin the herd. 5v5, no kit retake of the A site is an unenviable position. That one smoke has been put to work to try and lock out of Donut.
Dear.
But here's the backstab in for Tesses, and now everyone else just barrels through that Donut smoke.
Little handshake at the end to make it so. Great work for Tesses getting behind into CT.
You never see a handshake, do you? Like, it's always a...
It's kind of a limp handshake, you know. It's
kind of like usually it's a little fisting or a high five.
It's cute.
I like it.
Yeah. Let's make it a thing. Never say fisting again, please.
No, yeah, that was...
It's too far.
Just had to shorten it, but could have picked a better word.
Definitely.
USP stack.
A couple of knuckles. I like it when someone goes for a fist bump, someone goes for a high five, and so you just grab the fist. That's what I do. I just grab the fist.
Cabbage, isn't that what they used to call it?
If you went to school in England at 13, yeah.
Which we all did.
All of us, every one of you. Nice find for Heroic, an empty site. Take that. Plant the bomb. Win the round. Nerds. Ecos. He smells them. He's coming for them. Oh, he tried. 1 kill. Nade's coming in. Just don't let them save the AK. That's the goal here. And if you can make $600 a kill, that will help as well. Go on. Business. Heroic. Up to 6. 2-round differential here as we enter the buys for MIBR.
This is the nice bit of breathing room that was afforded from the exit 1v1 right at the end, right? It means that even if you kind of fall down in the pistol, it's not like it's immediately a tie game. You still have this chance now in the rifle round to keep a level head and kind of keep yourself in the lead here if you're MIBR. All right, set their sights on middle, and Nerds looks to move in and take it. But he will be going toe-to-toe with Insani here in his attempt to get out through the mid-smoke.
No easy feat. And they actually support flash from A. Safe lobs that in. They run through the donut smoke. They don't see him. So right now, Heroic are just trading contact in middle. This is all a ruse, a distraction for the A players. And they have completely fallen for it. Double donut. Now Safe coming back. Don't think he's going to be ready for 3 players this close. Nate will make it clear. Oh, he doesn't get the molly out. Quick switch back to the Molotov. They're crossing in already close in front of main. And Safe is stuck behind the boxes. Bit of support with that smoke in the way. Safe moves around it, trying to find another 1v1 in this site. Nerds recovers his shot. Waro will fall and the bomb with it. Waiting for Tesses is Nerds, but he doesn't need help right now. He's killing everyone. On for the ace. Caught in a reload. Tesses in the clutch.
I mean, Tesses just moments ago was all the way over at the B doors. MIBR have not seen him. They do not know where he is. Breno takes the reposition out through spawn. Bomb's been picked up for Tesses. 30 seconds left. Is he really going to call the bluff and go all the way around? Right as Breno is about to get the info that bomb's been picked up. Tesses makes his move, and it's the B site. That's what he set his eyes on here.
Breno's read it. He's starting to move over, but he still doesn't have a kit. He's still not going to beat the plant. The only benefit of this is he'll hear him. So now he can be right there as Tesses gets off with the bomb.
That.
Yeah, he's gonna be ready. Gun out. Tesses goes for the swing, and he hits the headshot. Great reaction from Tesses, aware of how close Breno could be and exactly what he would do in that position. Well put together. 4 kills from Nerds. Those were incredible shots. Considering they get, I think it was Insani or whoever it was, got round the smoke and caught.
It was safe, yeah.
Safe,
had a real chance to deal with him.
Yeah. Recovers a great spray.
All right, that gap's still closing. And Nerds.
I admire the confidence.
Yeah, got after one, but not forgotten. You'll take a Insani kill at this point.
Ooh.
Especially with Safe getting mopped up inside of the A site. That bomb moves in, and Heroic, they're home free.
That was a one tap. He's got 29 rounds. Easy. Bomb plant coming in. They've got the gun already, but they want another one. They'll double up. The call has to be made quick. Exits, save, or attempt it, and they just fully abandon. Drop playing the bodyguard. I would like to see him go for an exit. Just try and get an AK as well. He has got armor to save. There is value here still. He can cover positions for his team. So there's nothing wrong with this call, but Heroic is starting to pick up some steam. 4 rounds in a row on the T side. Level pegging now. And on some would say, what is the better half, just in general, to pull a comeback, especially when you have a stand-in, trying to call things simple, fit in an AWP a lot easier.
Yeah, especially because you could tell even in the first half, Warrior's still getting a good degree of freedom on that AWP. It's not like he still gets to decide what plays he wants to make in the starts of these rounds. You saw him constantly switching between A and B in the first half, never in the same place twice, it felt like. And so if he can provide you something, and then you've got the rest of the gang bolstering that. Safe up close, his AWP only good for the first, as Tess says.
Tess is so reliable, man. He just did a perfect jump, countered the strafe mid-air, and forced Safe to miss. If he commits with that jump, Safe kills him. Oh, but the flank is quick.
Yeah, the Insani backstab has really complicated matters here. Heroic, they've done well to tie this game up after how it started. But they might not be destined to take the lead just yet, unless Waro has got a trick up his sleeve. He can't find Insani, who comes in big on the backstab. So right now, this one really feels like a matchup of kind of the star riflers. It's very much been Insani versus Nerds in some of these high-pressure moments.
Yeah, Insani's come up top trumps basically every time. 21 and 12. That's a crazy scoreline right now for the young guy. I said it was a 1.4 rating earlier. It was actually a 1.5 rating he had in Melbourne. Sure, the opposition wasn't exactly tier 1, but there was still, you know, Aurora in there. There was still some competition. He absolutely shredded them.
Drop got knifed at the start of the round. You don't love to see that. Ooh, and Nerds for Insani. It keeps raging on this head-to-head. This time it's Nerds to close it out.
And having mid-control at 5v4 and the best player gone, this is, it couldn't get better for 130 in the round for Heroic. Do whatever they want right now. Just do it together. Grouping for A, hit, exit. Tucked in donut. This aggressive move for drop is nice. It's freed up his team to rotate, but how much is that really going to change? I don't know if they realized how deep Heroic are in this A site. The bomb is out on the boost for crying out loud. It's about to go down. Orb coming in, but no one giving Safe a pick. They're going to go clear exit first. Dangerous move. Tess not clearing it. Give it a second chance at life. How will he take it? Oh.
Yeah, it's not the guy you want to give second chances to. Tessez, cleanly done.
X has been having trouble. It didn't really matter individually in the first half with his team finding all these entries and 5-on-3s, but now he's in swing positions like that. He needs to get value. He was given a chance at a player who didn't clear him in the corner, and without him getting that kill, they lose the round. So now it does, you know, it's a team game at the end of the day. You can have Insani going absolute beast mode, but if there's an unreliable player, if it's an anchor, Heroic will abuse it. They seem to be loving this A site right now, especially in the buy rounds.
Terrorists win.
What a recovery for Heroic, given how this game began, 6-1 down.
I just took both. Drop it under you. I'm following him.
Oh, well, the vibes are seeming good in Heroic. And they've loved a bit of an A play thus far. They've really got MIBR worried about these mid to A's, if not A rushes.
There we go.
And this is where Waro looks to bring his own spin to the round. Aggro move over towards Cave, and they've not seen that yet.
It's a huge entry. Look at what it's done to the map. They've had to abandon middle. They're rotating 3 players on that B bomb site right now. Huge chasm. If Nuts pulls off a traditional lurk here, if he can walk out of A and kill exit, which he's had no problem doing in this game so far, that changes everything. Nuts is just creeping in the smoke right now. This is a very dangerous play. 3 strong B. They fake this site. Nerds clears A entirely. I don't know if the bomb will go back. There's a long way to go. They're going to try it. The smoke, if anything, has done Heroic favors. Oh no, we're smoked. That's why we're cancelled. Not because we have the entire other bomb site.
And as exit gets further away, the only way this one got weird or interesting is if they found Nerds ahead of time. But instead, he's allowed to go super deep on this push through A.
Couldn't have a better position if he tried. So, I mean, they're going to save. The second the bomb goes down, they're calling it off. And even then, Tessus is AWPing lane. So there's not even the guarantee here. Wonder if he heard that tag. It won't matter anyway. They are not considering this round. What a great play, though. That was Heroic's game plan the whole time. You know, they're throwing a BXX with 4. The bomb is on ramp. But if Nerds dies there, they just commit with the B hit. If he finds the space, they get to rotate or they get to wait for him to flank.
Tessez, Warren's watching as Tessez is trying to lose his AWP at the end of the round, so just had to go get that bag. The lead taken for Heroic, and that was after this game. It started 6-1 down for the Heroic squad. There was nothing going right, and slowly but surely, activations of Tessez, Kixan, and Nerds have started to come through. And so just gradually, Kicksan's getting more and more to work with here, more and more pieces. Now you even have Waro securing you openings on that AWP. So slowly but surely, he's getting more tools in the kit.
Shush has 4 kills. You wouldn't even know based on the game that we're getting out of Heroic. Hasn't felt like a liability yet. Hasn't been in any swing positions.
And I think, if anything, that's almost been a bit of the problem for MIBR, is Exit is the one in these sort of pivot positions on the map, the one where everything's kind of moving around on his say-so, right? And so if he falls or if he's caught out of position, so quickly the round is coming undone.
Yeah, we haven't seen Shush lose Heroic a round, but we've definitely seen Exit lose MIBR some rounds, so Heroic abusing that fact right now. Heavy B, all 5. Maybe they're just going to pop here. Short smoke is ready. And in they go.
Drop burning alive. He wanted them to face him. He wanted to try and take as many as he could out of the round. Breno Making plays on the back of these flashbangs, has got Insani moved around to join him, but there's that Warrow Warp firing off.
What a horrible position to be. He got double mollied, H-E'd, and then shot by the Orb. Like, couldn't get worse if it tried. That is a missed shot though for Warrow.
But this is good. Heroic realized they've missed the window on sticking the landing on that B play, so now they up and leave. They've at least managed to get out with a 3-on-3 here. So there's no point trying to force it if you're Heroic. We were talking about Shush and the relatively quiet game he's been having. This is kind of the moment where he's got to earn his stripes. Safe gets around here first. And Shush is not out yet. That's very easily done for Safe on the AWP. Kicksan's going to be the next one. Around the corner, missed shot from that Orb. Plant allowed for Heroic. It's going to come down to a retake, and if Heroic pick this up, this is starting to quickly get away from MIBR. They battle back. 3-on-3 at the attempt at the fast B. But they've carved the path out in the late A take exit, whittled down back in the spawn. Insani on the backstab. He has saved rounds from this position before, but not anymore as Warrow 2K stands and delivers for Heroic. 3 kills in the round. He's starting to find his voice now too.
Yeah, best round yet for Warrow. Fantastic work, read it well, flashy, changing position, just getting those re-peaks off and nailing every shot. Because when I, wow, that was a good shot. When I think Warrow, I don't think about missing. That's the thing, like when he's going for these confident re-peaks, he always nails them. A very like flow state player. Very aggressive, maybe sometimes too much.
I mean, he's just found so much impact in the last 2 rounds. He got the opener that propelled them into the fake B play back to A, and then that one there. Kill to equalize on B, and then closes it.
Oh, close.
Kicksan also forced to be reckoned with right now.
Yeah.
Not just calling the shots, but taking charge of the round in a more literal sense right here for Heroic.
Yeah, just sneaking in.
Tesses gets that one for free, and that's the path carved out for the B play drop. Wrestling with Shush over in mid, just about gets away with it, but Kicksan still lies in wait on the other side of Red Room.
When are you clearing this? I mean, how you're just thinking, how could he hit that timing? He's just appeared out of nowhere, and Kicksan's now hunting the save. He's heard them step. They do check it. Oh, will that tempt them? They have kits, but yeah, they don't like what they see. Still too far away, they feel.
You can feel how Heroic have really taken the reins of this game, though, right? Like they went for A plays in the first like 5 rounds of this game. Nothing but just these assaults to the A site, and then they mix it up a little bit by like feigning the B play where they go back to A. But that already starts to put a bit of doubt in the mind of MIBR. And then once they won the round over towards B, I think MIBR were anticipating, okay, this is where they go back to the A site. This is where they go back to what was working earlier on. That was clearly the game plan. And so it feels like Heroic have really, tactically taken control over the game. And I think early on, when Exit wasn't fragging, but he was making good calls, you could justify it.
Yeah, we got inside he's alone.
Nice ball. I don't know.
Nice! Good shit. Guys, I flashed you on B, I'm so sorry, I had red luck. I flashed you on B.
I like the end. I flashed you on B, I'm so sorry. You won the round, man, it's all forgiven. Oh, that's brutal util to open up. Tesses on the receiving end of it, that and the spam. Warrow also got out looking worse for wear. He wanted to try his hand at the fast cave fight again.
Again, Nerds with another lurk into red. He's been finding good positions on this T side. But MIBR are hyper aware of this. They're going to double clear it. I like this move for MIBR. Surely Nerds can't get away. There's no way. 2 kills? 1 maybe. 1 if we're being nice.
This ongoing battle, him v Insani.
Yeah.
For the mid control.
Do they know? Oh, now they do. Easy 5v3 taken by MIBR. Heroic. They've got money. They can give this a go. But they're going to need a clean hit into this B site. Shush now tasked with something massive again. He really is having trouble these last couple of rounds. Kicks and spams safe out, but it's still a 2v4. See if that might be our jump up, yeah.
It's risky for Exit. I think him being a little unconfident has actually just saved his life there.
For the best. He's locking them in as well. Heroic, like, only saving out of necessity. You know, Warrior can drop some guns. They can get a very healthy buy. It's a save. It's like if you're 3-on-5 in overpass T side, you just know you're not going to win the round. So Heroic, abandoned ship.
My Bruder's making overpass references 2024.
I know, it's gone. Sorry. It happened. It was there for 8 years, Harry.
It was this early util.
Yeah, good
Look at that, just shredded them the double nade over the top.
Delicious. Yeah, Shush is like, he's actually in this T-side, we've said he's not like lost them rounds, but he's been in a lot of 3v3s where he's just
also
not
like
done anything.
He certainly ain't winning them rounds.
No, he ain't doing that. At least Exit's avoiding gunfights where he can. He's, having a bit of a roughie. 2 rounds of difference. A overtime potential for MIBR. Spam is what? That was well timed, but I think it was Nerds who ducked below his shot, and the traces allow Waro to track and take down the star player of MIBR. Will this be the last round of Ancient?
Oh, you feel a lot of the pressure subsides when Insani's gone from the server. He's relegated to watching on at 23 kills deep. He's got to hope that the rest of MIBR can keep them in this, but it's not looking good. That Waro Warp fires off for a second. And Nerds even hunting all the way through Donut. He wants this one over and done with. He wants it finished now. And with Breno dead, drop far removed, he was going to go save. Mate, the game's about to end. Heroic turn it around from a 1-6 start. They close MIBR's map pick, and they do it cleanly with Kixan, Tesses, and Nerds storming the board.
It was a different game, and Nerds' T-side lurks were phenomenal as well. We'll see if they're a little more predictable on Mirage. We've seen lurkers struggle on this map as of late, looking at Rops, Ema for examples at times. But let's see what Nerds has got on this T-side. Top mid P250 as his team head under. Shush holding on to ramp. See if Shush can do better than the last map. It was abysmal, but we expect higher of him. See if he can reset here. Julie's up close on Exit. Oh, this could be fun. Shush v Exit. Time to set the stage. The struggle bus. Driving off. Nerds dinked in middle. Shush ready to strike.
Oh my god, Safe has just destroyed them in this pistol.
Even one ramp.
And he was the one who dinked up Nerds. He's finished the job. Safe is on for the ace, and it's just Kixan left.
Get it.
I mean, at this point, you've been firing homing bullets. Every single shot connects for Safe. He goes looking for the magic number 5 and can't quite find it, but he does what he had to do in that pistol there to get MIBR off to a good start.
All right, that just came out of nowhere. Just decks them in middle there, Harry. And even catches the guy out ramp. Forget the Julies. Not needed. That's what we like to see from Safe. Doesn't buy the second round orb, sadly. Just a little bit too little money. But as we said, it was him and Insani really writing the script in that first map. So see if he can bring it back. Full eco for Heroic.
Like the Tessa's just like you have to admit it when that's how you. What a pistol round from them. That's what he says. Like, yeah.
Yeah. What'd he do? He wrecked us.
All right, he's going to try and do it again.
Double up. Oh,
now he's going to go back and they're all there. Oh, well, they were all there.
Just what I hoped for. Okay, yeah, nice and easy. 5 alive for MIBR, but strong starts. It's all about the finishes, as I've learned. Had some comebacks today. Quite a few. Heroic included on that first map. They went 6-1 down on Ancient.
something that we've seen and that was echoed by the folks over on the desk is T-side is where Heroic should hope to do their best work.
Okay.
So you want them on the board earlier rather than later here. Out in the middle they go. And MIBR are willing to meet them there, throwing themselves out into these fights in middle. Insani gets out with a double as he's getting hounded down by Tesses. That is really well done from the front runner for MIBR. And so Heroic, they get the mid control they were looking for, but it's a path paved in blood here. Kixan tries to tiptoe into B, but too many targets to worry about there, and they didn't even spot that second man.
Huge flank through the T-spawn as well for Breno, so it's actually going to go back to A. Realizing that we're 2B strong, I don't need to re-clear middle. 40 seconds, we're going to hear him eventually, and they have now, knowing exactly where he's gotten off to. Breno here to stop the plant if it's going to be open. Tesses could stick for CT, that's his only option available. He's going to try and gamble with it, but Breno pushing him down already, getting off the plant, and not getting back to safety too quickly. Breno hits that quick shot and puts MIBR in pole position on this CT side, 3-0 up. Love to see Insani coming in, still confidently making plays, flashing the connector smoke, and just going for it under. Don't want to see MIBR shaken from that first map, especially considering how in it they were. They were, you know, had a dominant first half, a very close map all in all.
I think especially as well as you look to go out middle with Safe having a start like this and Insani being that kind of second man you're often going to run into, it is a pretty terrifying mid-hold that MIBR are able to bring to the table here. Looking like they want to try and go B, and Breno will get that spot, but he's got to hightail it out of there, drop full blind, run out by the Tech-9 and Kixan. Breno's got to reel them in, got to try and take back some control of the B side, but he's getting wrapped, they're all around him, and he can only take out one.
That's not good. That is not good at all for the 2 on B. They had as much warning as you're going to get with a B rush. They got the pre-smoke it down, and just ugly as the Tech-9s find the 2 headshots into this B-bomb site, and Heroic just tuck in. No mistakes in the post plant. Even that spam doesn't connect on the crossing shush, so MIBR saving 3 guns. Their economy only just above water on 2 of these players. So Heroic on the board nice and early this time.
It's going to suck falling down to the pistols, and like you say, especially when you kind of had like the forewarning for it, but you at least get out with 3 alive, and you've got the residual money still in place, so it's not the end of the line for MIBR. You just don't want that to be, you know, the round that brings Heroic back in. You had them struggling to open this up. And Warrior 2K gets to bring out that AWP as well. Post with it early on over in middle. Oh, aggression.
I think they heard the steps, so they ran quite far. Kixan's in the corner. Even though they'll clear it, he is hyper aware. Oh, double up. Nerds trades. He came back to support. Heroic knew it was coming. The boost is nice, but they ran too long. So Heroic 4 on 3. They try to get up catwalk, maybe a little bit too early. There was no bomb control either. They're lurking at ramp. This is a disaster. 4 on 3, and suddenly they lose all control, and they have to reset from the B side to get that bomb. Heroic have nothing to show for that double entry. Great recovery for MIBR. You definitely feel like Heroic dug their own grave. Now MIBR concede middle and go to gamble on their sites. Too strong on A. This is interesting though. Warriors con, the bomb is B. He's going to try and slip the net. He's found the perfect timing to go CT. But it seems like he's hunting on this A site instead. They're just going to split. Hope Warrior can sell this fake. You see the open CT and not ready for a B hit. Oh, missed timing, doesn't clear the corner, and that's misinfo, sure, but I don't think it's going to make drop rotate with 20 seconds. He's still tucked in behind the bench. Nerds won't clear this ever. 15 seconds. This is MIBR, surely 4-1 up.
That's the smoke blown open.
Yeah.
Well handled for drop. Doesn't even let that bomb plant come in. And yeah, Heroic,
That's a weird split.
Kind of run away with the success. They think that they've done enough. They've got these lurks. They feed the beast.
Yeah, just one player out ramp really early when they didn't have bomb control. They didn't have B control either because they had to go back for the bomb. Very off series for Shush. Like, individually, not hitting anything. 4-1 now. Safe's in trouble, breaks the smoke, doesn't quite catch him. Oh, and they find Insani slipped out under again. Nerds, another double entry.
Just a classic head-to-head Nerds versus Insani in these mid battles.
See,
different maps, same fights. Huge round for Nerds to open up, and all right, Heroic, look, they kind of threw the last one away, but they would have to really try this time. And hey, what's stopping them? Jump scare for Warro 2K.
And he let him smoke him off, so now he can't even help. Can't even stop this A side. And Nerds not missing a beat. 4 beautiful headshots in that round. Double entry, backstab, and stops the save. Can't really ask for more.
It actually was the jump scare.
Definitely. I love how like Warro is like the modern day JDM. You know, he's so just full leaning back. How are you AWPing? I guess you have the FOV, but you're leaning so far back. Like the anti-Yakindar. Oh no, Nerds, don't do it.
Coming for the mid-fights again. This time they set their eyes on taking away the short control, and now they're going to start walking the smoke. Awkward timing for Insani. He tries to get involved, tries to play his hand, but they're coming right through the con smoke as he nades it open. Safe is boxed in as well. They've taken ladder away. They've taken the top of connector in jungle, so he doesn't know where to look right now. And that plant's going to be allowed to come through. Warro plugs in the numbers while the rest of Heroic stand on guard. Zexit standing on business though, out through ramp.
Ooh.
Well, deal with Shush. You don't imagine that's enough to tempt you in. You just don't really have the ground here to make this retake happen if you're MIBR.
I mean, yeah, they're not in position, but even if they were, Warriors in the perfect spot with the AWP to win the round. No, it's trying to stop the save. It's close. Ooh. Oh, Tesses. That's dirt. And Heroic are just going for the throat right now, despite this lead for MIBR. Quickly closing up, as it did on Ancient. Heroic playing very confident, keeping on pushing smokes. Boosting into the window, catching MIBR by surprise, round after round.
Yeah, it's very similar vibes to that first map as well, in that it's this 3-man core early on. Nerds, Tesses, and Kixan looking really good. Warro still yet to accomplish much, but he was able to warm up towards the tail end of Ancient.
Yeah, I mean, he's 0-5, but it hasn't felt consequential. You know, at least in last map, it was like, okay, Safe is out-AWPing him every single time. Like, he head-to-head hit him 3 times in the first half of Ancient. He won every single one. It's not felt like Warrior's been in too important a position yet. And hopefully that will change with time. Oh, that's awkward sandwiched. But recovered well. Warrior gets a kill. Oh. Nice and easy for Heroic there. Level score, 4 apiece.
Guys, I wanna walk big up, okay?
Didn't quite hear that. I felt like Warrior was calling a play for himself.
Yeah, something about apps.
Has
I
a
think he
spawn
means,
for Palace.
yeah, gonna run the Palace push, I guess.
Yeah. Let's see what he's got.
The Heroic always looking to accommodate him, and you saw that on Ancient a lot, right? He would be making these sort of aggro moves based on the spawns he gets given with the AWP.
Yeah.
They feel comfortable to give him that space, kind of let him off the leash for a bit, and then reel him back in the mid-round if he gets the opener.
Going for a double under. I like the change from MIBR. We're seeing underpass get a lot of usage recently. Even teams like FaZe, like putting AWPs down there. Rops was AWPing this recently. But they're going to play 2 rifles down below and be able to react on a mid take or a B hit. Warrior's smoked off right now. So it's a very spread default, I guess, off the back of Warrior making this call.
I mean, especially now that he's been smoked, right? Like, you don't want to pull him out of position now. It's like he's kind of missed those early timings. So you're going to wait for that smoke to fade and to see if he can find the contact. Nerds will open up, though. Deals with one of those players from the lower tunnels. Will he discount Insani being here? The flash over mid tees him up nicely.
With this con smoke, it might force Exit to even peek stairs. That's what Warrior wants right now. He gets exactly that. Over the top. Warrior's dropped 2. That's more like it. 2K in the name and the game now in a 4-on-1 are Heroic. That's what we like to see. It seems like Heroic set him up well for that, putting the con smoke limited exits positions. He wanted info on A. And Warrior even just swings out onto default with that AWP. I guess the benefit of being this in-game leader AWP figure in his previous team, not afraid to call around behind him. And Heroic play by his rule book for this round at least. Heroic take the lead.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think that's... You always want your AWPer to be very vocal and tell you what they intend to do. You kind of want them calling their plays and what they're comfortable with. With him being a stand-in, you were wondering if that would be the case, right? Or if they would wield him more to how Kicksand designs it. But it feels like, you know, they're willing to kind of get behind Warriors AWP. They got some faith in it.
It's T-side Mirage. This is also Monty's second most played map for the longest time behind Anubis. Like, they loved a bit of Mirage, so plenty of experience, plenty of plays available. And Sani, can he save the day with a deagle? Hit some tags. Nothing more. Wallbang, volley, everything. He's accepted his fate. I don't know why he wouldn't swing and go for one more shot, but not having fun here, it seems. Can't blame him. Nurse has had his number.
Are we allowed to say this Safe looked really good on the rifles, but since bringing the AWP out, has struggled to get it going?
On this map?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got 4 in the pistol, bought a rifle up, kept looking good.
Got 3, so 7 of his... So yeah, so he's had 3 rifle kills, he's had 3 anti-ecos, he's had 4 kills on pistol. He's had no AWP kills. Potentially. That's a fair breakdown.
Brenner, how do you feel about AWPing again? Just this once.
Hobby AWPer. Does it for the kicks. Well, that was the funniest part in this old MIBR when he first joined. He came from Academy. They didn't have an AWPer. So he was just like, yeah, I can do it. He wasn't an AWPer on the academy team either. He just joined the team, started AWPing, looked pretty good, and then Safe was gone from Furia, and they're like, okay, yeah, we'll get a real AWPer now, Brenner. You're fine. And actually, his rifling is also pretty solid, so it's not hasn't held him back by any means. That has seemed like an upgrade, definitely. Safe's AWP is back.
All right, then let's see what Safe is going to bring to the table here. He keeps kind of getting stifled by spawns as well.
Yeah.
He's never had like a glowing spawn on the
new
AWP.
CT Mirage. Are there good spawn there? Sure, you can get a window spawn. That exists. Allegedly.
Yeah, drops down into middle, tries to get ahead of the util. Safe wants to make a play to open up this round. He was very vocal right in the start of it.
They re-mollied.
But that util does wonders to kind of shut down his early play.
Was that a purposeful miss? I think they've naded it, actually. I think they missed the molly, then they naded him because he stayed in the position. Oh, Warro's found him. Peeking over the stairs.
That probably feels good for Warro.
Yeah,
was on the receiving end of those all across Ancient.
Ooh. Exit. He will. From the round. Just Insani in the sight. He needs to save him.
I mean, there's no doubt how good this guy is, but you're asking a hell of a lot. He buys time. Buys time for the rotate. Kind of went Irish almost. We're right back in. 3v2 with Insani. Having slowed down the take of the site, having thinned the herd. Is that going to be enough to bring MIBR back in? He's got to deal with a very familiar antagonist here in Nerds. Quick work made of Insani. Looking to deliver in the clutch. This 1v2, but he can't walk it over the line. Brenner will be there to put a stop to him.
They needed that, man. They needed anything. This game was absolutely sliding out of control. Looked like Heroic were just going to go on a clean sweep in this second map. But breaking a 5-round streak on the CT side, MIBR get back on the board. Nice double up from Insani and drop towards Connector.
Big B, I will go again, okay?
And Warrior again calling a play. In this final round of the half, he's going back for a ramp pick. Might have that head-to-head, but Safe crosses safely.
Kickstand's also taking an AWP here over towards the B site. And I almost want him to just be firing off a bit. Trying to give the illusion that that's where Warro is on that orb. Warro's instead posted over here at A, hoping he gets given another one of these stairs peaks.
There it is. Double up for Safe. He's finally found his footing on the AWP. And there's the peak that Warro was waiting for. He gets dinked. That's a sick shot from Insani, but it's not enough for the kill, and they could come to regret the swing. Drop gone from middle. 3-on-3 now. Heroic clawing back a 2-man disadvantage in the last round of the half. Safe's efforts. Will they be in vain? Exit has such a potent position, but you wonder if the name not being in the kill feed will inform Heroic of him in Palace. Safe coming back for a re-swing. Misses that timing.
Okay, you have the freedom to do this because of Exit, right? Because he's still sat back in Palace. He can confirm when that bomb's getting planted, when noise is made, and that will trigger the rotate back around. So it's not the worst reposition ever, but they do have the idea that he might find himself up here in Palace. They molly him out for the time being. That bomb is going to be allowed to get planted. There's nothing MIBR can do about that, but they've been teed up for this the whole time. They had faith in their ability to retake 3-on-3. And as the AWP strikes, Safe locks in his third kill in the round. Can he find number 4? Safe is on for the ace. Took a while for that AWP to get rolling, but now it rolls over Heroic to close out this first half on an even 6-all score.
Anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. I don't want anybody else but you. 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 I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. But you. I don't want anybody else but you. I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. But you. I don't want anybody else but you. I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you.
Two jungle. Two jungle.
Nice try, boys. You had the right read and everything.
Yeah, but Rafa is playing with joystick. So his movement.
Yeah.
Can you ask him what joystick he has?
What joystick does he have? We'll have to find out here in the second half as we get into Heroic MIBR. And it's Mirage, Heroic's pick. They already took their opponents. It was a bit of a comeback from 6-1 down in Heroic. Similar start to this game as well. A solid T-side despite being 4-1 in the hole. And MIBR going back to a classic in this pistol. The old contact B.
And there's this boost up for Kixan. Tessa is trying to put him in position to succeed. Kixan hears them get by, but he's already fired off. They know about the boost now. Tessez holds the line with a convincing double. Waro even manages to make it over, but caught looking away. And it's safe to find him. Safe's been instrumental across this second map, but specifically in the pistols. That kill tips the scale in MIBR's favor. That's moves all the way up to bench. Wait, they both had their back turned. He doesn't quite believe it, but the shots sail past them, and so he's never to punish. Shush whittled down. Nerds might have to do the heavy lifting, and he can't find a thing. A pistol round secured for MIBR as they take both of them here on Mirage.
Safe might be on a joystick, because without him, they wouldn't be flying to victory like they are. 7-6 now. A T-side pistol. And a somewhat ruffled, feathered Heroic. Maybe about to be plucked on this force buy as well. That's awkward for Nerds. Some, I don't want to call them easy shots whiffed, because back of the head can be difficult, but some unsuspecting opponents, we could say. Double under. Double MP9. Just Tessus' D on B, so it couldn't really be worse on this site. Gonna drop the smoke. That will stall things out. With that smoke down being the only smoke Heroic have thrown and the whole map being quiet, it does give Heroic a bit of a warning that this is a heavy B play. Will they jump the gun on the underpush, though? It seems like it, being held.
I mean, Nerds has realized that, right? He's pushed all the way up through Palace, so that's only further kind of confirming their suspicions here. Because you're having to rotate out a lower, you're going to be left very far removed from this B site. Waro gets there in time on the scout to try tag players crossing, but right now you're looking at Tessez on this Deagle, the one player inside the site. He had to make a difference and he couldn't find a thing. Waro 2K on the scout. He's made it more interesting, that much is for certain. But the SMGs go no further.
Round still alive.
And with just Nerds left standing, you almost are ready to cut to the player cams on this one. MIBR gonna brush aside these SMGs. Unless...
Do they run? No.
Unless Nerds... not ready for sure. Has to flick back, and that's never gonna happen. So there we are. Now we get the inside shot. MIBR, 2 in a row, and the 4 spy locked out, so they're about to find themselves with 9.
Yeah, it's going to have to be comebacks on comebacks on comebacks for Heroic in this series, starting every half down. It's not been an easy road to a win for Heroic, and despite MIBR's abysmal track record on Mirage, it might be broken today. Oh, not all off the back, but majority off the back of Safe's recovery in the first half. And it's Sani starting the second strong as well. Waro has 4 sports into this full eco round. King shit. Or is it too much?
No, I mean, if he wins him the round, we'll all say it's genius. So let's see.
That is how that works. If not, he better save, because they're about to crunch ramp. This could be good. Oh. Good for who? Nice shot.
This is very cleanly done. Exit and drop opening up. There's that M4.
Yeah.
Gets involved now, but it's just 1 for the time being. You want something from these pistols. Surely Waro can't do it all alone. Surely he's making a case for it, but caught out in the open. And that's that M4 lost for Heroic. They won't be able to grab that. It's just Kicksan left standing.
I don't mind the play because he can probably just buy Scout next round and still contribute. He could actually even buy an M4 just with no nades or helmet. So, kind of works. You get 2 kills, you keep the economy, a little bit bothered. And actually, Kicksan approved because he's dropped him an M4 and playing SMG with nades. Respect. Kicksan is one of those players who can get a lot done with little. Happy to play the weaker weaponry. Even tried to make the Negev work at one time, if you remember that Anubis game.
They're about to just go for the all-in A play. And the one defender is Shish, who's been having a very rough go at it all day. You need him to hold the line here. That's not a bad way to open. 1 quick kill going the way of Shush. Waro now moves in to lend a helping hand, and quick work made of the players as they get out through ramp. Shush still desperately clinging on for dear life here.
Ow. But
he's living on borrowed time, surely. Trapped out behind triple, smoked down to give the illusion that he could have crossed out into CT, but he still stands tall there fighting. Leaves it all unsafe.
I would like this, but he's already got a kill, so they know he's here. Oh, and they just jump up and clear it. Nice check for Kicksan. And solid work for Shush, to be honest. He tucks in.
The handshake matter.
They're getting great with it, aren't they? I want to see like someone patting someone on the head next, or what's the evolution of the handshake? Dude, Waro's coming through with the rifles right now. Back-to-back double kills on the M4.
They say that they've been practicing with Dexter, and this is them practicing for when he returns.
Yeah.
No more fist bumps,
Sorry,
hand
Dexter,
slaps.
yeah, we're
a
actually,
handshaking team now.
Yeah. Get with the times, bro. You missed a lot while you were gone.
I bet he just has like the tightest grip ever. They're going to regret it even more. Go back to slapping my hand. All right, B-Rush coming down the pipeline. Tess says,
ooh, nice
overran
shot.
after the first Molly in a bench, but Kicksan plays jail. They can spam this. It really narrows down where he can be, so that's nice and easy for drop. Waro's actually been fantastic on the rifles. He's going to try and offer up another multi-kill here as he peeks out from the short side, but drop very cleanly done. It's So already you should be looking to save if you're heroic.
Yeah, that's a really nice move from MIBR. Knowing exactly what Tessus is going to do, dropping the smoke and going bench is so meta, but instead of going bench, they molly it. That only limits him to one position, so he has to play the jail corner. Of course they spam it. He didn't really have anywhere to go but crossing into the site, and that would have left him in the open. He's trying not to fight in that situation, waiting for rotates, so... Beautiful idea for drop. And Insani, again, he's not like flying high with numbers. It's 14 and 9. But on this T side, he has found like 3 entry rounds to get them, 3 entry kills rather to get them rounds. So it's been very dependable in that sense. MIBR piecing a game together out of nowhere, right when you were ready to write them off.
Yeah, and you still have Insani and Safe. 2 kind of standout performance from the first map looking good, but now it's actually Exit up there alongside them.
Yeah, same can't be said for Shush, who struggled on the first. We were equating Insani and Nerds and Shush and Exit. Well, everyone's stepping up except the Soul Dane. There's still time, Harry. 10-7. But right now, MIBR are running the board.
Looking like it might just be another one of these set pieces over towards A. Shush just narrowly gets out alive. But even then, not a lick of damage done the other way, and you've completely lost control of the bomb site here. They have to kit on Nerds, so you can justify trying this round, but you need to get something to entice you soon. And with this lower lurk now getting learnt about and Connector getting stripped away from you, you're just out of position to even try this one.
You could argue saving here. It's that bad. Like, you're that locked out of this bomb site. There's no nades really to get you back in, and it's getting worse before it gets better. If War had a kit, maybe I'd be interested, but not in this world, not in this round. Drop hunts down Nerds, and every single player on this T side is having impact right now for MIBR. Heroic crumbling on their map pick. 11-7. Anubis rearing its head right now. 2 rounds till we get there.
And that's like the worst way that round could have gone, right? You're locked out in a 5v5 retake with damage done against you. It goes down to 4v5. You have that moment where you can save. You can make that call. You can get out of there. But then they kind of missed the window on that, and so everyone ends up dying in a round that you didn't even attempt. MIBR rounds away from taking us to Anubis.
Just played a really solid game. Just very, very heavy XX on this T side. A bunch of contact B plays where they found 2 entries with almost no resistance. They've not used middle at all other than lurking under pass. This has just been so clinical for MIBR. They came in with a very clear game plan and nothing has stopped them.
And Heroic have almost been insistent that eventually mid will be the port of call, because it so often is. But these rounds have just been straight up exits, the last 2 over towards A. Then you've had the B rushes that Heroic haven't been able to contain. And so what do you do? Do you decide, well, now's enough. Now we'll kind of lean away from middle. We don't really have the guns for it anyway. And if you do that, I feel like the odds are that's the round MIBR decide to hit up mid finally.
I think we got some kind of fake going on. There's 2 towards B unless they're going to go under with a bomb. They're holding for a B push while they set up an A execute. So now we're getting tricky with it.
Looks like Drop's going to go back and rejoin them. He dropped his util over in Palace, so they're going to be able to lob out like 2 sets of Molotovs from Palace to give that illusion that there's numbers outside of A all over again. So they're trying to use that conditioning, what they've set in motion over the last few rounds of these back-to-back AXX. They know they have Heroic fearful on that front, and they do. It's a 3-strong hold over towards A.
Oh, Shush even gets spotted trying to play aggressive. I mean, if you look at the guns Heroic have, the 2 weakest guns are on the B bomb site. The question is for how long. Tessus has already leaning towards rotating. Kixon stays hidden on the default box. And MIBR have snuck the entire way. They're going to have to drop now. But as long as they clear their corners, this should be all fine. All dandy, all dead for Exit. Now they're going to try trade. Easily done as they double up, knowing Tessers is out on a limb on the short side. Beautiful shot for drop. 3-on-2. Masterclass T-side called by MIBR.
Yeah, that is a super just clear example of conditioning your opponent. Even like the double mollies through Palace, so intentional, right? Like,
yeah.
And you don't often do that. It's not uncommon to try and fake it by having like one player dropped extra smokes to throw the exec in. But not only have they done that, the second molly over towards Palace, I don't think anyone does that.
No.
And so when you see that, you're like, yeah, there's two Palace.
He mollied top and bottom bound.
Yeah.
Like, there's nowhere to go. Because especially when Shush tries to push Palace. This has just looked simple for MIBR. They have not made a meal of this T-side at all.
Also, I think Drop deserves a real honorable mention here. Might not be top in the charts, but since getting onto this T-side, he's had some super high-impact kills at critical moments. Like that one there, I know it was a 3-on-3, and they basically had free run over towards the B side, but you still have one of the A-Lurk players rotating back in late. So temporarily, it was a 3v2, and you had a player trying to force those fights out through Market, and Drop just deleted him.
Instant B push for Kixon. Or if he tucked here, it'd be potent, but he's going to walk right into them as they clear the corner. Another entry onto this B bomb site for Drop, and MIBR roll out that bloody red carpet. 5-on-3. Anubis is calling, and Nerds cannot stop it. You can hear MIBR chanting already. 4-on-1, and Heroic have been iced out. Left in the cooler. Boom, boom.
Feel-good moment for MIBR. Outdoing the opening map, taking a more dominant victory on Heroic's map pick. One that MIBR have really struggled on, even domestically here. So this is a massive confidence boost heading into that third and final map of the series. Anubis is where this one will be decided.
Oh, that T-side was put together on Mirage. No doubt about it. We go to a third. Heroic winning the knife, picking the T-side, of course, on Anubis. This is a map they've barely played, whereas for MIBR, it's one they play 17 times the last 3 months and 17 times in the 3 months before that. They've got the track record, they got the tape, and they're going quick into the A side.
Oh, safe up first there, swinging on out from behind the fountain, had support every step of the way. And so Heroic's attempt to kind of flat out rush their way through the A-hole has not panned out. And now everyone from MIBR is over on this side of the map. Wara alone out in middle, sure, gets away with one, but they don't have to face him anymore. They can just play the numbers on this. Wara 2K and Nerds trying to pick up the pieces in this pistol round. But they are worlds apart, and they've got a lot of MIBR players left to get through after a well-founded stack inside of this A site. Looks to net MIBR another pistol.
Oh, knife out. Careful, don't throw. Breno saves it. That was a little bit dicey, but MIBR are coming in confident. That's what we like to see. Pistol round taken. And yeah, this is a spicy series. Now that we know there's an in-game leader change confirmed,
I think
a
also
great performing Insani.
You can say that to some extent, like maybe that softens the blow of how Ancient got away from them a bit, right? Like it felt like it could have been a bit of a lack of experience there, getting a bit bogged down in having Heroic come back against you. It was always going to be harder once they got onto the T side, right?
Well, they got an 8-round T half to begin Ancient, so it was more just being unable to stop Heroic once a side swap. Think about you know, how crazy Nerds went on those lurks, how many gaps he found.
It's also, yeah, it's a cool arc for Drop, because you'll remember him as the academy player that moved up in a fury, a little drop man, like doing his damnedest, trying to be that missing piece of the puzzle. And he had a pretty good run, especially, you know, when you compare him to some of the other members that you saw move into the Furious squad. He had a pretty good time.
Yeah, could have gone a lot worse. His high wasn't that bad.
Yeah, and so now
he didn't maintain it.
Yeah,
he kind of peaked very early, and then like Rio Major was pretty good.
Yeah,
and then, you know, post that,
but little dropathy.
Yeah, all
the way from the Academy Leagues into now captaining MIBR.
That is an interesting arc, isn't it? In-game leading, everyone's doing it nowadays.
It's how Dropathy's going to catch on, but...
No, stick with Grimathy. Old tech here on this third map. If you're just joining us, Heroic took MIBR's pick, it swapped back on Mirage. This is the opening game of a play-in match as both teams look to head towards the group stage. Winner of this is going to take on the winner of 3D Max 9Z, which, spoiler alert, pause, was 9Z dominantly.
I mean, for Heroic now, it's sort of similar. When we opened up Mirage, we said, okay, they need to get like a big bounty of rounds. And that would be true here on Anubis, even with the starting 5, let alone when you think about the fact they've got to stand in. I think it's a very, very tricky map on the CT sides. And even though we've seen it level out more so, it's maybe not as T-sided as it once was. You still want to get away with the majority of rounds here and now, and I think having a stand-in, moving into a CT half, if you find yourself having to play catch-up, you're in a very, very bad place.
All right, handshakes all round for Heroic, and we're back in. Warrior lining up something. Taking guesses now. Something in middle? Something in con? I don't know, I couldn't tell you.
Right.
Inside
con smoke in through the roof.
Alrighty, out they go, exploding. Breno gets one, breaking the smokers in Sani, and just like that, the round is over. Constellation bomb part for a couple of $100. Oh, is it more than that? Shush gets one, but yeah, can't even get the mag back in. Slippery fish. As MIBR get the defuse and go 2-0 up. Solid hold for Breno at the back of the site.
You know, because we've had a bit of a Warrior focus in the early stages of these games, I'll say that just like what we were saying on Mirage, how it's one that he's going to feel accustomed to, same can very much be said here on Anubis.
Yes, that Monty's most played map, actually very strong on this map. Some great T-sides. Of course, he was leading at the time walloping. So going to have openers, going to have ideas, going to have nades, as we've already seen.
What do you make of the decision to force here? They didn't do a lot of damage. The bomb plant is very much what's enticed them, but they don't have a lot of util to work with.
4 rifles is pretty nice, pretty tempting, but yeah, you're definitely dead on there. Got to hold these smokes. Can't just be throwing mid smokes out of instas out of expectation. You have to be
has to be intent behind everything
intent,
you're doing.
That's the word, yeah. So they've used one towards dark to get some water control. But, of course, just going to default. With a buy this week, you want some gunfights. You want to rely on some entries. And even Nertz is second-guessing his smoke usage. Just going to dry fight main. Believe in his aim. It's an A split. And with the pace they've set, this is pretty healthy. They're already going to be in camera. This could go very wrong. 2 SMGs at range. How the hell do you stop this? This is perfect. I would call this round Heroics now. Let's see.
Safe dead early exit, trying to withstand.
Oh.
Getting out with a double there is so well done. There's no world where that should be happening. A quick 180 at least keeps MIBR in this one. And
the smokes are perfect. Post-plant smokes. Good luck.
done a lot with a little here if you're Heroic. But you still have to get it over the line. Good nade up in heaven. Smoke dropped in for Warrior to play behind just to give himself a tiny bit more room because he is trapped in the side. Kitsan has to flick back up into the heavens and he can't manage it.
What a weird adjustment. Warrior just like looks down at the ground for a second. Maybe he heard like a pin. He thought he was getting flashed, but looks away and they swing him. I almost would have liked a more passive post plant, right? Play towards main and pillar, maybe even hide in the smoke. Buy some time. They're both in the open fighting behind that smoke, both trying to fight heaven together. But yeah, like I said, looking away, getting swung. And that was 250 health players giving Warriors perfect grenade. So that's a shame that Heroic kind of overplay the post plant, get a bit too eager. But MIBR getting these very difficult CT side rounds on early. Oh, what on earth? You didn't even see him. He was gone. The AWP removed just like that. By Galil. Again, they creep middle because Drop has just been early rotating this position. Heroic have already abused this gap again. Nice trade out in Con. But as we said, middle corrupted leaves just exit in that A site. They just contact the whole way.
Well, the molly's well timed just to buy a few more seconds for these rotates to come in, but no one from Dark is moving right now. Those two players down towards Con side, they've not budged. And so Exit had to get more done there. A lot of damage, sure, but not dealing the killing blow, and everyone else for MIBR being out of position kind of puts a stop to this round here and now. Heroic don't need much to turn it into a round win there. That one kill down towards Dark really did kind of give them the big leg up.
All right, T sides have been better than CT sides for Drop in-game leader, and considering he's the mid player, let's see how he deals with this now. That's back-to-back rounds that he's rotated mid off, left mid off of really nothing, and, you know, they've walked through mid and gone to camera. So this round, they picked Kicks and Con, and then he rotated, maybe thinking that was a setup for a B split, but actually got the kill and he left. So we'll see Drop's tendencies on this CT side. See if he's going to be more information gaining in middle, or if he's going to keep giving Heroic this room, because they'll keep taking it. Kixon's a stubborn kind of guy. To if he feels like he has a weakness, he's going to just abuse it until it stops working. Oh, I like this con molly. It's hard to hit, but they're getting it in right now, delaying a con take, or at least forcing damage if a CT goes for it.
I'll let Brendan's done in the AWP.
Rolling back the years. Nice entry.
All right, Breno, let's see what he's got up his sleeve. That's a quick shot indeed, but it's cancelled out by Tesses. Drops in with the backstab this time, getting active out through middle, and Heroic don't seem aware of this. They just turn around now. Nerd's caught with nade out. That one's free. Drop can't go any further. Morrow will keep Heroic in the driver's seat. So that second round looking to come through after all. Bit of a skirmish at the drop down, but they managed to get away with it, and they even get past that AWP hold over at the B site. Great kind of mitigation of their losses there from Tesses. A very important trade to pick up. If you let that AWP reposition around the site, I mean, there's been a lot of good moments for AWPers there. You don't even have to look at it too much further than Heroic's usual fifth with Dexter. So locking that down, gets them on the board with a second, and now starts to call into question the MIBR money.
Free AWP for Warrow, not complaining. And they should know another AWP's in play after just killing Breno with one. Heroic have started every half, really, of this series down, and they've managed to pull it back most of the time. This one wasn't much of a deficit, 3-0. Oh, no kill for Warrior. He does follow up. Tag finished by Safe. Makes use of that on this eco round with a couple of save guns. They're already making a case for it. Trying to nade guns, nade orbs. Get MIBR out of middle. And Insani really wants that weapon, but at what cost? Play it later, perhaps. And hope that Shush has left this position, but in fact he's donned Warrior's AWP and has tried to cover the mid spot. Ooh, doesn't like all these weapons being up for grabs. And he saw a USP there, so he knows what they're thinking about.
I mean, holding the guns early is certainly a good move, but you can't sit here forever and watch them.
Watch him. No. Back to B with the AWP on the anti-eco. This is... Oh, he threw it out. He swapped out for an AK. Exit with a nice off angle.
If he could just get out with one. Because while this is happening, Insani's pushing all the way up through mid, and we'll get his hands on that bounty of guns. Monplan comes in, and Exit can't find a thing. Insani now arriving on the wraparound, and Shush will deal with him.
Damn. Well
Hopes of that one kind of rest on either Exit getting a kill to slow that down a bit, lend more time to Insani, or Insani finding success on the backstab with that scavenged M4.
But Shush is just so aware they're going to definitely flank mid in that round. You're not going to catch some good timing after grabbing the gun. If anything, you probably have better timing just running, dropping con. Brenno's looking for something on the way out.
Also, you know, nice moment for Shush, because even, sure, he had the awareness, but awareness only gets you so far in a battle versus Insani, right?
Yeah, and he's had trouble enough capitalizing on awareness in this series. By that, I mean just getting kills. Not been Shush's day, clearly, because we know what this guy can do. Like, the Tessa-Shush combo is actually very powerful, very potent. But he has 9 kills coming into map 3 in the whole series. He's minus 22.
Delivered like the marketing lingo version of kills.
What did I say?
We'll help you capitalize on your awareness. Because that's what it is.
Yeah.
Aware.
I don't know, I've seen some pretty unaware people get kills, Harry. You don't need awareness, it certainly helps. Ooh. That's one way to cover the A main push. That is one way indeed, it might work.
Yeah, but while this has happened, Insani's gone super aggressive into water as well, so they're double crunching this from 2 different sides. It's not just Exit on the A push.
Yeah. They don't need to check this. Insani's actually holding this angle from afar, so... Yeah, this boost shouldn't find much.
You're on a timer here, though, even though they're replenishing this stairs smoke, which...
Yeah, you're right. Nertz's head's going to start hurting soon. So, can't do this forever.
Once those smokes start to fade, you're going to have to get a move on. But I like this position from Insani. I think this is one that's strong when you've taken this much control over towards water, because he can kind of pick and choose his battles a little bit there. Tries to go back to keep an eye on Rugs, but right as he was about to get that info, he's flashed off the angle, and Tessez actually drops on down to him.
Heard him. Nice peek for drop. A lot more aggressive in these last couple of rounds, like you mentioned. Exit even wins his A-main fight, tries to double up in front of the Molotov. Kixon will not let it happen. Almost burns himself out. 3-on-3, Kixon needs to be traded there, but Warrior's just a little bit too late to the party. And Drop's managed to get back to safety in heaven. Locked in a cage of fire right now. Drop will decide to swing in. It's safe with the shot, and Brenno spams the smoke on the site. MIBR, an important gun round on this CT side. Does feel like MIBR have it in them to win this series right now. Playing off each other very well.
Yeah, I mean, everything's like very well thought out as well. You know, I think a lot of teams there, when you're trying to kind of take that control out towards A main, usually you kind of gun for it more, right? Like, you've thrown in the stairs smoke. You usually have 1, if not 2 players trying to get out through A main and actually take the control. Insani would usually be where he was. But he would be more involved in trying to fight that, and instead they were just kind of playing to contain Heroic. When no noise was made elsewhere on the map, it painted a really clear picture of the area that Heroic were looking for. You know, you kind of knew that was the A play, not based on what you were seeing, it's what you weren't seeing anywhere else. And then you had Drop as that third piece of the puzzle ready to swing out. So in the event that Insani did die, in the event that you kind of lost your point man, you were always going to get the trade. I'm liking what MIBR are bringing to the table here. And on top of that, on the CT side, every round feels so valuable. And so the fact that you have Heroic in this vulnerable position, where if you win this next one, suddenly you start streaking a bunch of rounds together on the back of it, that's a great spot for MIBR to be in, but that is not the start they wanted. Unlucky. In the round that could have broken Heroic's money. They lose Drop early on.
And they 3-walked middle Heroic, so they were holding it all right, waiting on that smoke push. Doubled up in A, safe rotation from the man with the AWP. Shush resets to hold a B push, and while it has happened, Breno isn't going too far. I like this restraint. It's so easy to justify going for it here. But he's just going to hold off, and that frees up his entire team to play and watch this middle cross. Still pretty vulnerable to an A split, but it's MIBR's best bet right now, given their setup. And not worried about 5 con. Feels extremely unlikely. So forget about B. Try and stop this A attack. Tessa's coming through first, trying to entry up. Safe has stopped a portion of the A main hold, and nades out saved by Tessa's on the entry. Oh dear, disastrous missed shot for Safe. He needed that as Warro turns back and drops the point man. Safe might have to escape. He had one shot he had to hit. And without it, Heroic are on to 4.
I mean, this AWP is the big ticket item, and there's no guarantee it gets across in towards the spawn with Warro holding this. Right, Warro moved to go hunting with the AWP like this, but it works out. And so that was the big item, the one that you really wanted to hold on to. You're left with the stocking fillers here if you're MIBR.
What's your favorite stocking filler, Harry?
Don't think I ever had stockings.
Oh. Damn.
Did you? I thought that was just in, like, films.
Like Home Alone. I don't know, did they have stockings? No, I say that. I just thought my first Christmas film. Well, it's Cole for Safe after that round. Slippery fingers. Ooh. And a mid-push off of spawn, flashed immediately. Oh, Sani. And he's going to go one step further. Full blind from his teammate's flash has not stopped him in the slightest. Double push. They are hunting the opponent, and Heroic don't even know it. Shush. Yeah, mid's clear. Bad news for you, buddy. They are in your spawn already. Breno gets that kill. They don't even know about Insani. And Heroic stuck in A main, realizing if their back is corrupted, what lies ahead will not be much better.
I mean, you say that. MIBR went and really cleared out B. And so they took a lot of extra time doing that, which means it's not like they're padding out the A site in response to the info they've got. They're still adjusting. Right now, there is a timing for Heroic where they've got a 3v2 inside of this A site, and they deal with both of them. Those rotates only just arrive. Hard-fought battle to take the early advantages here for MIBR, but it might not be enough to get them the round. Kixan and Tessez left up in this. But the bomb is trapped back in main. Clean shot from Tessez. Needs better marksmanship there on the second. It's Insani they're up against. The nade will bring him down low, and it buys time for that bomb to get in, but they want to face him. They cross Tessez out.
Interesting.
There's been a lot of effort to kind of regain and like jostle for the positioning here for Heroic. They're going to play a back in the main to play around the bomb, and now they've been given a little window, a bit of time to reposition.
This is great timing. Tessez hasn't turned. This might be a free kill to spur Insani on. He needs to go for it right now. Good clear. Checks Tessez. No kit. He's on the clock. He's got to just get that smoke 10-second stick. I don't think this is a realistic round for Insani without the diffuser on him. Taps that bomb, kicks in no hurry, counts 3, 2, 1, and it's done. It's going to be a heroic round, however you slice it. Nice kills, nice try, but not today. For me, the exit jump through the smoke into the site in a 5v3, that's crazy. Could have played the full retake, but he just decides to throw himself behind default and gets caught in the air when Heaven smoked. He had no info. He couldn't even see if they were out or not.
I think that one's going to hurt for MIBR because you
Doesn't
made
feel consequential
exactly
at the moment,
like.
but
I mean, I also think you made the right play. You got all the info, but there would have been no shame in admitting you missed the window to react to the info that you got. Right, like you said, you're still 5-on-3. You're favored in the retake there. But you just don't want to give them control of the site, especially when you feel like you know exactly what's playing out in the round. So it's like the timing didn't align up with the vision with how they wanted that to go. And after such a great start to the round, it's very bitter to have it taken away like that. Drop will get some form of revenge here, an opening over in middle, but with just these two guns out for MIBR. Saved one on Insani. You're not ready to say that that's enough for them to take this round. Like, they want to try and fight down here in water. Insani toying with the idea, but is very aware that that AWP is in play.
oh, don't want to be giving away 1v1s when there are only 2 rifles in play right now. Try and find these pistols if you can. Uh-oh. Kicks and controls it, 2 health. Drop, forcing it in middle. Nice try, but Shush gets a must-win kill to keep this round under control. No default molly, missed smoke, but Nertz had already walked in. It's kind of a cool smoke if it covered all the stairs. Just saving that AK for Insani. Seems to be the port of call as safe looks for an upgrade. Ultimately, MIBR is not a bad game. You know, leaving with 4 on a CT side is nothing to be ashamed of. But given how this started, you know they want just that little bit more. Taste of victory to end the half as Heroic start to piece their T side together.
At bare minimum, you've kept it expensive, right? And so if you're MIBR, you still have that way in at the end. You still have that kind of opportunity where you can cash strap Heroic heading into the last of the half if you find some success soon. It's not like they're going to be fully broke, but you can certainly limit what they can bring to the table.
Warrior's getting into the handshakes as well. I love it. It's I don't know why it's killing me. It's because they're not real handshake. They're just like they just grab hands. That's it. They're hand grabs. There's no actual shake motion. How polite.
Gentleman 2K, is he ready to shake hands with the enemy over here in middle?
Absolutely not. They're offering it. Just re-smoke after re-smoke. Not wanting anything to do with him. It's a bit of a trick. 2 players set up, waiting. Tessus has had a solid series. A lot of opening kills. Not this one. Drop gets his. Warrow overwhelmed. His team fall around him. Insani, a strong 3rd map. Following in suit with the other 2.
Insani's still getting aggressive. It's 4v1 and you've got the bomb. He doesn't have to, but you know, he wants to
do it.
Him and Nertz have had a bit of a back and forth beef across the game.
Nertz could jump up in the window, but 20 seconds, he wants his gun. This seems like a cozy place to save.
Dude, I mean, this was, you know, we touched on the economy. You save this AK out of the round, you're going to have money on Waro 2K, but that's really it. That's your successes, and you don't even get out with the AK now. So you look at this last round of the half, Heroic are bringing next to nothing into it, and that's a big problem. You know, I think we've said on every map, really, Heroic have got to find their successes on the T side, but that's more true on Anubis than on any of the others. And so you'll take a split half if you're MIBR. You're very happy with that. None of these crazy celebrations yet. Not like what we've seen on the other maps. It's far more focused MIBR as we rage on to the third. Safe's holding for the boost up. And Waro plays right into his hands.
Nice read for Safe. You've seen that a couple of times. Waro didn't even have the AWP this time. It's an easy entry for MIBR. Teslas with a pixel gap can see through it. Valve, please fix. Or maybe that's just how doors work, I guess.
There is a little gap. That's how they open.
That is true, yeah.
Otherwise, it's a wall. Oh, shush!
Oh, that's his best round of the whole series right there.
It might be the one that really matters. It's looking to carve out this T side after all for Heroic. They encounter that safe AWP again, but Shush has delivered them a golden opportunity, only for Drop to take it all away. Bomb now out in the open, and for Kicksan, that is a big problem. He's got just under a minute to solve this problem. Really? Bomb in the sight lines of that AWP, and so this reposition might be to try and deal with that eventuality. He might go looking for the AWP first, because if he can knock Safe out of the round, suddenly it's him versus Drop, and that's a fight he feels like he can take. Gets past the AWP. Bomb still down here, just under the window, and they are both ready to swing this. Kicksan, they will not make this easy for him. They will not go quietly out of this first half. And as he drops on in, it's into that AWP, tied up again as MIBR put up 2 to close out this first half.
This world is slowing down. How can I fight it? How can I listen when there's no sound? Oh, the wolves are out. Yes, the wolves are out. My head is spinning round. Oh, I hear now. Yes, the wolves are out. Inside of our reality. Satellites singing serenade. Send out a signal, please remember me.
Cifra, caiu.
Levou.
Cifra, caiu
1,
ainda.
2, 3, fui.
Vira, drop! Vamos lá, safe. Lindo round, mano.
1, 2, 3, and we're back into the second half here between Heroic and MIBR. Here on map 3 of the series, it's an opening game for these two teams. Heroic fielding a stand-in for Dexter. It is, of course, Waro2K, the Orb Sensation ex-Monty player, versus MIBR, who have made a change, roles, moves, and Drop taking over the in-game leader. He's looked pretty good on this T side. Here's the true test at the end of the series.
Well, drop through, drop on drop right there as he's opened up the pistol round exit. Also coming in with a backstab out towards A, and all across the board, it's all coming up in favor of MIBR. Just Nerds and Kickstand left-standed. And sure, they're over here towards the B side, but that bomb is up and left after those kills on the A aggression. MIBR don't take the chance, and they leave these two players iced out.
Just getting tickled here. Feather fingers. Oh. And it's Sani and Breno, the two who started this series with a phenomenal game that fell apart at the end of Ancient. Keeping it up into that third map as well. And Sani has been a joy to watch today. And Drop's even top performer for MIBR in this third map. Given how those couple of early rounds went on the CT side where he rotated out of middle and they lost the round because of it, he recovered that very well. MIBR played heavy mid for the rest of the half and managed to get 6 CT rounds on Anubis. Something to be said about that.
Something that impressed me was like, Heroic weren't making life easy for mid players at all. They constantly had Waro harassing it on the AWP. They'd be walking up and getting in the window whenever they were afforded room. There wasn't a lot of, usually when it comes to middle, it'll be the case that the T side throw a molly in window, so the CT side throw a molly in middle. You've traded smokes now and you're kind of playing ahead of it. But the ways that Heroic were using that AWP on Waro were making life very, very hard in mid. And so MIBR were looking for out-of-the-box solutions to that problem, and they found them. The fact that they get 6 in that first half is a testament to that. And now that they moved on to the T side, the more comfortable of the two, they're looking to take an early lead here, with Drop leading the charge in more ways than one.
Yeah, that was a super clean, just exec into A main there. Close molly, flash HE, they just bounced 3 nades in at the same time, and blew Heroic to smithereens. So a nice pop to just make sure that anti-eco is as clean as they needed it to be. And the force buy for Heroic goes nowhere fast. So one more of these should be 9-6 really. Heroic are going to have to pull a monster comeback. They've been doing it all day, but it's maybe the hardest yet.
It's my favorite thing, trying to listen in. Didn't really hear anything, but sometimes you do.
What if he did? Yeah. They're right below us. Safer.
They want to try and bully A again. They've got the util. That much is safe. All right, corner's clear. You know that much.
Probably.
And already you know that from seeing that util, that's going to put some thoughts in Heroic's mind, right? You know that just moments ago MIBR were leaning heavy over towards A. That wasn't dropped nades. That was 3 all at once.
Uh-oh.
Heroic maintain this lean over towards the B side. Tech9 down in the lower. Doesn't pan out for Tesses. Waro2K, a Deagle, and a Dream. We'll lock in that first kill, but no more for Waro. Backstab now coming through for Nerds as he gets aggressive through the midline. That's the bomb at the back of the pack, and Insani just comes in and saves the day. Woo. That's the one gun stripped from the round. Nerds falls, and Shush is finished off. The conversions all come through for MIBR.
And Sani really is, like, he lives up to the name, dude. This guy, when he's on, is an absolute monster. We just haven't seen MIBR be able to take down, you know, the tier 1, the best of the best with this roster, really. They've had trouble, even trouble domestically, to be honest, back in Brazil. But there are pieces of this team that are really, really nice. And with a change of identity and a new in-game leader, maybe this could be the event where they come and rock the boat and find some upsets, make it into the group stage, ruin someone else's tournament. I could see it happening. We've seen some really nice T-sides out of this team today. Let's see if they're the full package. Can they close against Heroic? This round would really set them up to do so. We've got a bait and switch. Warrior can take a shot and go back to the bomb site, leaving Shush on the pillar. Flash falls short. Warrior getting out after one. There's the swing, but Shush is not having a good day in the office, and Warrior couldn't escape the homing shots of Breno. 4 on 3, and MIBR just pop A 3 rounds in a row. They make it look easy. That's Heroic, like, playing a setup for A main, knowing that MIBR put a lot of focus on, you know, taking that A main control, doing the triple nade, using that close smoke, using this double flash they keep doing. And even though Heroic go 5 on 4 up, not only does Warrior not get anything, Shush can't save him or get a kill. I thought Shush would at least, like, go and bait really hard. But poor guy just not hitting today.
I think this is always going to be the problem for Heroic, right? Like, Anubis is a map. It's got long rotates. It's hard for CTs to be super proactive. So a lot of the times you're flying a bit more blind than you would be on other maps.
Yeah.
On top of that, you know, you're vulnerable to set pieces early. And so you kind of try to counter that by setting a bit of a precedent early on. We will push and prod. We will try and take some liberties if you leave gaps. And Heroic might not ever have the room to really get to that point.
Oh.
And so to stop these all-in aggro moves, to stop like these grouped 5-man hits, you're going to need some synergy between the players. And that's kind of what you were always going to be lacking here with Waro standing in.
Just a mental self-flash for Insani. He just pops it middle as Warrior's getting aggressive. He wanted to peek, I presume, the window to stairs with his deep smoke, but Insani gets there before the smoke blooms. In the open, Tess says, no way he's surviving that. He'll take 1.5 with him, but they're already a man down. This makes matters worse. Drop staying in middle as his team decide to go back to the site. He's actually going to join them. I like that. I don't know how much value you can get being this low. It's better to just be a trade bot into a site. He'll make him go first, and they can just trade him, and it's only Kixon and B right now. Shush is still leaning Temple, so... I mean, there was nowhere where Heroic are sitting pretty. This is their best bet, with now Shush back in the site. Lineup is good. Again, only one. It's the low HP player. Kixon, back of the site, needs everything.
Yeah, he's got to put up a multi-kill. He does have Nerds having rotated over, but there's nothing done. Barely a dent made from Kixan. And so with Nerds mollied off, arriving late to the party here in the 1v3, the fact he's even looking for this is wild. Spam connects onto Breno. Hit in the pocket of Nerds.
Yeah.
And yeah, he can molly safe out now, so that's going to be a chance at this fight. You're going to get one chance to find it. Flash in and set up safe, but it actually blinds him. There's an attempt at team play there, but this might give Nerds the ultimate leg up. Exit's just too far away.
Dear.
He was nowhere near.
Oh, that's a disaster for MIBR. They've been playing...
I feel like Exit should have been moving like a lot sooner in that moment.
That's an ugly round. The team flash, I mean, I get it, but also why are you looking at it? You know it's coming. I guess he felt like, I can't, like, that's something your teammate calls, like, I'm flashing you, but you feel like you can't wait for the flash, you're going to burn out anyway.
You don't have time to really communicate anything there. It's like, I am dying right now, so I guess I'm just going with whatever comes my way.
Blind.
Oh.
And Nerds, great round for Nerds, presumably.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge for Heroic.
Yes,
that comes from nowhere. Like, I think anyone else would have saved there. And you wouldn't have questioned it, ever.
Yeah, if that's a closer game, you're saving, I think, as well. But
Well, it's not even, I think.
Nerds,
You are saving there.
It's Nerds, but also it's 10-6. Oh, yeah.
And so he throws his hat in the ring and it works out, man. He offers up the 1v3 and he keeps the dream alive for Heroic.
They need it. It felt like they were just starting to crumble. MIBR hitting some really nice shots in this game. Some really crisp entries in that round. In middle and in B. Come on, Shush. Looking for something. Back turn. Oh, dear. Yes, he gets it. Nerds as well. Shooting drop through the smoke. I think he tried to walk through. Something materializing in this round for Heroic. Maybe there's hope, Harry, for Heroic. Oh, this is not good for Breno. Not good for Breno at all.
Bypass each other, and now he's heard him throwing the util. That's easy for Nerds.
Nice fake, but they are dark. They may be scared A, to be honest.
I mean, Nerds can even drop down and harass on the backstab.
You should wait till they know. But Nerds doesn't like to wait, and that's why he should have.
I mean, you'd like to think that's not the end of the world, but...
You would. But
Tessez is a little wounded. There's still good util here for MIBR, and right now they've got themselves a 2-on-2. The backstab as well is coming in from Shush, who's even lower than Tessez. So a couple of well-placed shots here can get MIBR in, and they will place them well. And Sani goes looking for Tessez, but he didn't see him. Didn't spot him. Fakes the plot and calls his bluff. He brings Tessez out. From under the cover of that smoke, Insani gets him in the open, and now it's just Waro2K. You saw Nerds offer up a 1v3 clutch in the round prior. Now Waro's going to try his hand. First kill connects. Exit. He let them down in that last round. He was too far away. This time playing up close. But full util for Waro2K.
No kit. The bomb's already almost there. He needs to get on it.
Checking the site. Looking for anything take to his advantage, but Exit this time. Right place, right time, and puts a stop to the clutch from Waro.
Yeah, Nerds dropping down in the 5v2 doesn't feel too consequential, does it? Until you absolutely bottle the round. Excellent util from MIBR, by the way. They from the safety of Dark, they smoke Temple, they molly out the back plat. That just allows them to isolate every fight. And I mean, the kicker is poor Tessez, who makes the right move, but Insani, Insani fakes the bomb with less than 10 seconds and clears the smoke. That's a ballsy move for Insani. That's a 50-50. He could be on Temple side. Sticking feels like the safest move there. You have cover in theory. What a read from Insani. This guy's 20 years old. He's a monster at this game right now.
For MIBR, that's such a huge moment in defining this game as well, because they just lose a 3v1, right? They go into that and they have to 2v5 to turn it around. And they get it down to the 1v1, and it's the same guy who fell short in the last clutch that picks it up. So it's big for the team, and it's big for Exit as an individual. He feels like, sure, I messed up one round, but then I immediately course-corrected and put us back to our winning ways. And now that's broken Heroic's money. They are all in. And if they fall short here, match and series point to MIBR with nothing in the follow-up round for this Heroic squad.
Might not just be their money that's broken. Multiple flashes on this B push with a deep smoke to layer up, but Breno can play behind it or in front. He looks confident right now. Support spam coming in from afar. Tessa is on the left side. Breno sneaks in, but he still hits the headshot. Fantastic shooting from MIBR all game long. They've got a player locked in jail. Barred. In cuffs and sentenced to death. This B site comes crumbling down. Unbelievable. Back-breaking 2v5 last round.
You don't want to say it, but Heroic needs to just already be thinking about saving. Like, the fact that Shush is even kind of making his way over here.
I think the kit is the only thing that's like, you're hoping they do something stupid, but you know deep down that you're hanging around and then you're walking away. Oh dear. I'm not going to forget about that Nerds drop in the 2v5. It's so Nerds. It's so Nerds, right? He gets away with it 100 times, but the time he doesn't. And it's also, it's like the opposite of the exit winning the 1v1. Nerds just 1v3'd. Of course he's going for it. Of course he's feeling good. And then he is the first domino to fall when they knew what was going on.
This is a brutal game of don't lose the AWP. Oh, and they're about to lose the AWP.
I think they've lost the game, Harry.
Waro, if this goes, everything goes. There's nothing left for Heroic.
Oh, he's dead.
And they're getting closer with each missed shot. Everyone is hounded down. Nothing left for Heroic up against MIBR's series point. Fall short in a clutch. Exit immediately makes up for it. And now here they stand, 1 round away from taking their opening at the IEM Cologne play-in.
They played a really solid game. I mean, sure, Heroic had this big comeback on the T side of Ancient, but their MIBR's opening half was phenomenal. Their Mirage T side was a beautiful game. They did not even go out middle on the T side of Mirage, and they went 7-1 on the T half to close that map. And now they're doing it again on Anubis. Nice double up in middle for Kixon. But is that just stemming the bleeding?
Kixon was the one guy who was able to kind of sacrifice the util, bring out the M4, and he at least put that to good use. But everyone else is on SMGs, on FAMASes. No kit in play either. One smoke to try and take momentum out of the round. MIBR look to use middle, but not up through camera. Instead, they're wrapping Temple right now. In this same moment, Heroic have gone aggressive over towards B main. Exit starts to try and tease this A main position.
This is so weird.
Are they going to go? Oh my God, they're going all the way around to heaven. I don't think you ever expect this.
that's one way
this
to get
whole round,
away.
Waro has been watching and holding on to the camera position. And I don't think any bone in your body's telling you that they're going to have gone all the way around for the heaven wrap. I guess you have to consider it because you've given up middle, but
look at it.
It's so unorthodox. This is more out of the box thinking from MIBR.
Oh, they saw him. They know
seen Waro, and they hear the molly tag on main.
Shush.
They just saw Shush, and Say finally reacts to that info. The A-hold crumbles before their very eyes. And for Heroic, it's just Tesses and Nerds left to keep Anubis going. One swing too far, one kill too hungry. And it looks to have given it all up for Heroic. Tesses tries to get the ball rolling out through camera, and he's shut down. Just Nerds left, and he'll get finished off, no problem. MIBR, with Drop debuting as the leader, look legit as they take down Heroic 2-1.
Yeah, legit's the perfect word. Fantastic calling on the T side, but team effort across the board. While we have the stars of Insani shining,